Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be mixing it up a little bit and sticking with our Halloween theme, but I'm going to do a monster devil egg. Obviously this isn't a baked good or a pastry, but this week's been crazy and so I'm just pulling an easy one out of my hat. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, so first I have my eggs here and then I just have a Tupperware that has water in it. Make sure that you're using something that you don't mind staining. Then I'm using, it's just McCormick's Black food coloring. It's not very expensive, so actually it tints the eggs more of a purple color. We're just gonna put a few drops of that in there and mix that up. And now we're going to just lightly crack our eggs. So I have some in here that cracked during the boiling process. If you can see that, yeah. But you don't want these big cracks in it. One of them, this one here, it cracked quite a bit at the end, and that's going to seep in a whole lot of the coloring. So I'll probably just do a couple light cracks over here and that's it. So we just very lightly crack it. Like that. You can't hardly even see the cracks, I'm sorry. Just a very light cracking. And then you just stick them in the water. There we go. So now they're all in the water. They're all completely submerged. And you can leave these for overnight and get a nice deep color, but you should leave them at least 2 to 3 hours just so they can really get that nice deep color in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these in my fridge and leave them in there for a few hours, and then I will come back to you and show you what they look like. So since the last time I saw you, which was just a second ago for all of you, it's been a few days for me. I peeled the eggs and they had the nice pretty little cracks we were going for in the surface, but I had to set them aside and make them the next day, and all the cracks bled their color. So I decided I would just do it again. These have sat in their ink for 24 hours, I believe, and I'm just doing a half batch. The first one was like a full batch. This is just a half batch, but I will tell you the half batch amount. You can just double it. It's really, really simple. So let's get cracking and see what these look like. Hopefully they're not completely black, because we would like cracks to be in them. Oh yeah, the color on this is so much better than the first go around. The first go around, they had cracks, but they were like a real, like purpley crack looking color, and these are a nice black color. They look gross, which is what we're going for. All right, let me give you an up close view of that. Look at that. I mean, ew. This one's really cool. All right, so these have really great veins on them, and what you don't want to do is you don't want to cut it like, say here, because then the egg turns, right? And all those veins are on the bottom. You'd actually want to cut it right on the vein. That way, veins are on the top of each one of your eggs. So let me show you. So if you cut it right on the vein like this, now you have up the side. Or if you had cut it on the other side, your veins would have been underneath. So if you have a recipe for deviled eggs, use your recipe. If you don't, use mine. Or if you want to try something different, then use mine. I will be absolutely honest with you. I hate deviled eggs. I think they're gross. But my family loves them, and I've made this recipe and they all really seem to like it, so I guess it's good. So the first thing you want to do is break up all these egg yolks, and it's okay to have tiny little chunks. You just don't want really big chunks. All right, so I have all my ingredients here. I'm gonna be a little on the fancy side and put mine in a piping bag, and put a little, this is a, what is this? This is a 6B tip. It's an open star tip. And honestly, if I'm not trying to make these fancy, the fastest, easiest way to make your egg center is put everything into a Ziploc bag. You put the yolks in it, you squeeze it to mash up the yolk, you open it back up, you put all these ingredients inside, mash it up till it's all nice and mixed in, and then you just clip the end of the bag off, the tip of the bag, and you just use the bag as like a piping bag. That way you're not using all the extra accoutrements, but I'm doing a little fancy today, so I have my piping bag. So first I have the 6 egg yolks in here all crushed up. I have a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. Now if we're doing the whole 12 eggs, of course this would be a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And if you're watching from anywhere other than America, I don't know if you have mayonnaise. I know in Europe they have something that's a little bit more robust than what we have, using mustard or peppers. So I'm not sure how you would change it, how the difference would be for change. We're going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of vinegar, so it would be a 1/2 teaspoon if we were doing the whole thing. And in here I have a 1/2 teaspoon of mustard, an 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper.
So if we were doing the whole batch, that would be 1 teaspoon of dry mustard, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper.
Just mix it up till it's very well combined. So just to make these look a little extra gross, I'm going to add in some green food coloring. This is just some cheap dye. It's nothing special. And this just gives it that extra gross factor. And you can dye this, I mean, any color. You can dye it purple, you can dye them blue, red, whatever is your fancy. Just remember that since it's a yellow yolk, you might have to use more of something. So if it's, if you're using red, they're going to kind of turn more of an orange color. This is kind of turning more of like a yellowy green, which suits my purposes just fine. Kind of looks like toxic waste or something, especially with the bits of yellow yolk sticking out of it. All right, so we're going to put that into our piping bag. Just going to simply fill the eggs up. And then I just like to sprinkle a little paprika on mine. With the different colors we have going on, it just makes it look that much worse. But there you go, our monster deviled egg. All right, there you go. This is our monster deviled egg, ready for Halloween. It's the perfect Halloween treat. And I know this technically wasn't a baked good or a pastry, but if you like my tutorials and would like to see more, please like and subscribe below. Have a great day, everybody.